Eh, Bosun, you know stream the
That
match.
I been stream the match which one level. But as I come realize, I got busy here. You get everything I go do for lunch. So at the point where I had to see the person, I have to stop streaming now. I
Okay.
watched the moment they were leading with like 15 points. And
Ah.
I was even happier because our hoopers, as usual, now hoopers will blow this game now and all that.
um,
All of a sudden, I just went off and then I saw the scores. I was like, is this real? Is someone pranking me or something? What happened? I had to call Musti. Musti, what's happened?
That's in our prank.
Musti was like, man, Musti was like, man, na discipline. Say that discipline killed the game. Say they lost the
Um,
game due to lack of discipline. I was like, Upas has always been Upas.
yeah.
Upas will
See,
blow you and keep blowing you.
that game
So what
yesterday,
happened?
it was like magic.
Is it because Ogo was not around or what?
About
Because you guys were having fun.
Ogo has not been around from the beginning of the tournament now. This is the finals. I mean, they didn't play with
That's
Ogo from the
that's
beginning.
what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Imagine they were now playing against Splitex. Splitex could have
As
just killed
in,
them from the beginning or what? Because Aspac is
imagine.
not even Aspac is not even a very challenging team to them like that compared to Splitex.
I didn't even have after I watched their first round of games. I did not have Aspac I did not have Aspac in my top five. That's how surprising this thing
Aspac
was.
that qualified because Raptors smoke up. They were the best
Exactly.
loser now.
As in my brother. That was the crazy part about it because I was live with Afemo, the guy that was streaming the match. By
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
third
yeah.
quarter, I had said game over. As in, I was like, it's a wrap. 19,
They
19
blow
points
them out
gap.
now, 20
Nine,
points.
19 points at
Ah,
about 6 minutes 40 thereabout 6 minutes 40 seconds thereabouts. It was a 19-point lead. I was still saying that this game is over. I don't see any way back for Aspac.
imagine.
All of a
I think
sudden,
the game just went to who wanted it more.
my
That's just it.
brother. Hey,
Because Upas were relaxed that should be we are Upas now. We always win. We keep winning.
guy. Was it funny?
I
Oh?
was
Nine,
seeing, I was
19
seeing,
point lead.
I was seeing 3 points. I was seeing 3 points. I was seeing dunks. I was seeing all sorts of highlights.
Ah,
I was like, oh, it's a blowout. The blowout. A night before, when they played semi-final, I was talking to Musa. I was like, Musa, final, let's play you. My
Abi.
final, I don't play like this. He say na Raptors don't spoil the whole table now. So to say e get as e be now, na Sprintex, e for just have the same final over and over again. Sprintex Raptors.
As in,
But now, this gave me a clear assurance that in basketball, you don't even give up until the last second save.
bro. As in, it
Until
was
the last
crazy.
seconds, because if those guys are giving up, I saw that number 12. I saw that young guy, that year number 12 was just
Yeah,
doing
MVP now.
miracles.
Jacob. His name is
That
Jacob.
that boy.
You know, funny thing, when
Yeah, I
everybody
said it already. I was like,
when everybody was playing nonsense, pardon my French, when everybody was playing terribly on the Aspac team, he was the only one that was still playing hard.
mm-hmm.
Did you
yeah,
see that? Did you see
it
that three
was
point?
I
like
know that boy don't improve.
the 3 point is shot. The top 3 point is shot
From deep,
at the top of
from
the
deep,
key.
Abby.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
what brought the momentum up immediately.
no,
And
no, no, that boy try. That boy try. Well
from,
deserved.
from my own perspective of things, the timeout the Hoopers coach called was unnecessary. Like he wasted his time out, and there was no way he could say, okay, let's advance the ball to the front court and do something because it was already late. Look at the number 4 guy that shot the ball in the
Yeah.
overtime. That guy had
Yeah.
not done anything for the whole game. But
Yeah.
when it mattered the most,
That
he came he
exactly.
came out clutch. And I was like, why are these people losing focus? You guys had this game by the scruff of the neck already. There were a lot of people that left that this final is boring, it's not interesting. I was telling my colleagues that this finals you get as you don't even live up to the hype because before a day before the finals, I said I would love to see the physicality because both teams have huge players, they have tall players, and the physicality in that game will be unmatched. I was looking forward to end stuff until when the game started. Then blow us back like 1920 something. I said, which kind finals be this? But last 1 minute of the game, everything just turned on its head. Aspak went on a 16-0 run. A
I dare.
16-0 run. I was like, man,
Imagine.
all these things now for NBA, they see 'em.
That was the thing. The funny thing is, okay, let me come to Emmanuel because Emmanuel was right there with me yesterday. What do you think was what do you think was the Femi, who do you think was to blame for that capitulation from Hoopers? Who do you think was to blame?
In all honesty, I will blame the coach because there is no way you will see your opponent scoring and you not scoring. Scoring 8 points and you not scoring and still not call timeout at that point. You have to break their momentum. It happens. Even if you are just coming from halftime or second quarter is just starting. Once you see your opponents are scoring, like they started scoring, they are going on a run, you have to break off that momentum at that point. But the coach did not break off the momentum. He left them to keep doing what they're doing. Okay, fine. You are not calling a timeout. No problem. At least shout the instructions to your players. Tell them to calm down. This is like 5 minutes to go. Okay, they have blown 8 points already. You still have about 13 points or at least 10 points to you are leading with about 10 points. You can still tell your players that, okay, don't rush the game, calm the game down. You have 24 seconds on the shot clock. Why not attack at, let's say, 7 seconds or 5 seconds? At least, even if you don't score or they don't foul you, at least you have reduced the time significantly. But no, you left them to keep rushing, rushing, rushing. Then when they went on the 16-0 run, you are not calling timeout. For what? You already lost it. You do not know when to call your timeout. You did not call it. And you are not calling timeout when the damage has already been done. It just kills the game at that point. Honestly, just killed the game at that point.
Me personally, if you ask me, I mean majorly on the coach because 19-point lead. If you have good game management, you should be able to see the game through. But I still believe that it is 70% on the coach, but 30% on the player. I mean, Bosun. I mean, you've played competitive basketball. You've played at the highest level in Nigeria, at least to some extent. I believe that that capitulation, 19-point lead, 6 minutes 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. That the blame cannot just fall on the coach alone. Some of the blame needs to fall on the players too, because they are professionals and these are the reigning Nigerian League
It's,
champions.
it's it, exactly. This is not the first time Upas has the ability to maintain a lead even if it's 7 points.
Mhm,
They have the capacity to maintain the lead. It's either we keep scoring. It's either once they score we score, or if they don't score we don't score.
mhm.
So Upas has the ability. I don't just know what happened to them. That was why I said, could it have been that because Ogo was not around and the coach doesn't even know what to do? But if the coach doesn't know what to do, all their players are experienced players. All their players have played basketball in different places. All their players they have the ability to play and coach and even coordinate themselves without the coaches. So what I feel happened was just that they were too confident that, oh, we've been doing it now, we'll keep doing it, we've been doing it, we keep doing it, and then they failed to realize that at a point something stopped working for them. They had to calm down and re-strategize. I think that was what happened because at a point you can't blow me 16-0 and I won't call a timeout to knock you guys off your feet and let you know what is happening if at all you don't recognize it. You can't blow me that amount of point and expect me to just keep quiet and keep playing the same pattern. No.
Exactly.
Hoopers has the ability to keep the ball till 4 seconds. And Hoopers have the ability to calm their nerves to make a play within 4 seconds and still score without 4 seconds. Almost all of them are scorers. Almost all of them are scorers. You can't
So
tell me the ball will get to Johnson by 4 seconds and Johnson will not know what to do with the ball with 4 seconds.
exactly.
The same thing applies to most of them as well. They always know what to do, but they didn't just do it because I already gave up on the match. Upas the win game. This is one of the easy win for them
That
now.
that,
I
that
was
bid
expecting to
that bid I was
I
streaming
was
the game of
expecting to see reactions after okay they are celebrating. I'll just call Musti. For you go. It's a very easy run for you go. Can you come?
guy.
And he'll be like normal normal now finish. But
Guy.
then I didn't see Musti score. I didn't see anything. Later I saw Mary's post. And hey, I now asked Mary how far because I got back late, very very late last night. I now asked Mary how far kilo shele. Mary dey Omobashiri here, what a great loss. I was like, oh,
what
okay,
is
this is
what a
I've not seen
tragedy.
score. What a big mess. Because normal, even if it's normal set, I'm not playing that. Don't score me 5, 6, 7, 0. I go call my team to order.
First,
Let's recognize who is scoring. Let's take him out.
first.
Or let's intensify our defense so that they won't score. If Coopers have switched up their defense a little bit, Coopers are more experienced than these guys. Oh. Coopers are way more experienced than these guys.
But
If they had switched their defense a little bit higher, Otito.
um, Mary, you can go ahead.
Mary.
Okay, so I wanted to say something. You see, we know hoopers have the necessary experience, but that doesn't take the fact away from Aspac playing more than 60 league games in a calendar year. 60 to 80 league games. Benin is not up
Wow.
there when it comes to basketball in Africa, but they play regularly.
Consistent.
Are we going to, that is it, the consistency. So are we going to compare people that are well versed in uh in in training, people that have been playing for months on a regular, because I'm sure this tournament more or less is like a preseason for them. By the
True.
time they go back, they'll continue their league. We don't have that here. And it is quite difficult for we basketball lovers in Nigeria to, continue to fight and tell people from other countries that, oh, we have a league that we are running here. It's quite difficult. It's quite difficult. And it showed yesterday. So imagine if hoopers, if they've been playing regular league games, if they are playing like 60, 80 games in a calendar year or more. Come on. They will be well conditioned to know that, okay, this thing we are doing, because the team chemistry will be there. They have some new younger guys on the team, quite all right, but that won't really change the team chemistry. That is what Spintex Knights have. They have this team chemistry that, before they do any pass and cuts, they'll know, okay, number 5 will be waiting for me in the paint. Let me just feed him the ball.
Okay.
The number 9 for Aspac, he
Yeah.
came in, did the dirty job. If you notice, towards the dying embers of the game, he came and started fouling.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of that.
Someone was
Yeah.
like, why is he fouling unnecessarily? I was like, that was what they told him to come and do. And he was fouling people that we know will go to the line and miss free throws. That is the essence of making free throws. When you tell players, even if you are playing sets, Oga, go and shoot free throw, be like, oh, waiting be free throw. Free throw is very, very important. It's just like you getting penalties in football and you're missing it on a regular. Imagine if, imagine,
Free throw is free ticket. Free ticket. Hmm.
like it's, they
There's a
call it,
reason they call it free
when
throw,
they say,
man.
now charity, you go to the charity line, go and score. Imagine if Michael had made his free throws
I
yesterday.
swear. That's cool.
Things would have changed though. That was the same thing that affected Dolphins when they played. They were not scoring their free throws.
Oh,
So
Dolphins lost. They
imagine they
lost
were
their game
scoring
on the
free throws.
line. They lost their game on the line.
Yes, because they were not scoring their free throws. So there are a lot of factors that affected hoopers. We are going to blame the coach, we are going to blame the players, and we are going to blame the standard of the league in the country, because it's a problem.
True.
So
Because
what
I'm
is
sure if these men have regular basketball, if they are playing regular basketball, because more games you play, it means more experience for the coaches and even the players and even the fans watching, because you will learn one or two things. You will know the conditioning of your team. Those
true?
Aspac team, their conditioning is mad.
No, these guys can go. They can go 40 more minutes. So you mentioned playing consistent league basketball, competitive basketball consistently. So if you notice, yesterday when they tied the game at I think it was 66, or I think it was either 64 before overtime. They tied the game.
Yes.
They were celebrating, but guess what? These guys did not lose concentration because the moment Hoopers inbounded the ball, what did number
They
nine? I think it was
stole
number 10.
it.
No, that was in overtime. in regulation time, they fouled immediately because they had a foul to give.
Yes,
They were on three
yes,
fouls. They
Yes,
had
they
a
yes.
had
foul
like
to give. So
three
they fouled
fouls to give.
immediately
Three,
to,
three or
to
four
kill
fouls
the
to give.
momentum of Hoopers. So they have to inbound the ball. Then they cannot get their own defense set. That was intelligent. As in, everybody was busy celebrating the 3 point that tied the game, but they were still locked on to the game. So they fouled immediately. They had one foul to give. They fouled immediately to stop the Hoopers' attack at that point. Then set up their defense, which they did very well and forced overtime. Now the game went to
Yes.
overtime. It was a fresh game, but then we know what momentum does in overtime. Aspac had the momentum, but then I had to commend Johnson because in overtime Johnson balled out. He actually made
Yes.
a
True.
couple of threes that actually put, if I wanted them put Hoopers in the lead,
Hoopers
then
back in the game.
Yes, deep, yeah,
Yes.
like
Aspac
a
scored again.
point,
But with the turning point
nice
though,
deep.
if you notice, when what's his name, number 10 shot that dagger that won the game, Michael Daramola collapsed because before then he had a chance to score two free throws which he missed. He missed those two free throws before he now scored the next one. But
Yeah,
if he had
before it
scored,
went, yes,
yes, if he
yes,
had scored the two free throws, the game would have probably been tied and they'll have gone to double overtime. So
yeah,
when the Aspa captain made that dagger three, my brother just collapsed. He knew that was it because he
Hmm.
made that three with 2.8 seconds left on the clock. And for me, I was like, for me yesterday, for me
Shit.
it was like a fever dream. I did not expect it to happen. I had called the game over at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Everybody was like giving Hoopers the props that they've done well. They've won the game. All of a sudden, the game just turned on its head. I don't think I've ever seen any team come back in a finals game. This was like a game seven. I've never seen a team come back in a finals game down 19 with less than 7 minutes to go, come back to win. I don't know if anybody here has seen that. I've never seen it before. I was happy I was there and
No,
caught it on
the
no,
camera.
that
bookies would have owned
is not.
It's
his
not a
money
very
yesterday.
it's not a very
The
common
bookies
occurrence. It doesn't happen
would have
often.
owned would have owned people's money yesterday because
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting Hoopers to lose that game. But immediately
Honestly.
the game went into overtime, I was like, it is finished. Because the conditioning of those guys is top notch. And like you said, kudos to Johnson. The deep threes he shot yesterday was on point.
Yeah.
And Mustafa too, there were some threes that he made and some layups he scored, like very, very integral. And I wish Tilo had more game time yesterday. Same
Yes.
with
A
Eben
lot of guys
too.
were calling.
Yes.
A lot
Because
of guys were calling for
Tilo
Chilo.
Tilo was taking, and that is it. If Tilo, because Tilo is not scared to go to the rim.
True.
Rim.
Highest you are going to do is to block him or foul him, because he was ready. He had blood in his
And he
eyes.
was
He
always
was
getting the
ready
rim
to
because
go all
he
in.
could beat his man one on one.
Yes, there was a dunk he missed. If he had scored that dunk, I'm sure it would have been dunk of the tournament. For somebody that
True.
size to dunk on somebody times three of his body size and his body weight.
You
But
know,
it's just quite unfortunate that things didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. And I'm just hoping and praying this new year we'll have a regular league. I'm really, really praying so that we
hopefully.
can watch more of this, and our boys can also be well conditioned to play against these teams, because it is
You know that
conditioning and focus most especially that won
that's why
Aspac
I
the game.
like. That's why in a
They
way
never
I
lost
like what
concentration.
happened. I like what happened to Hoopers. It's a learning curve. They can learn because the thing is that you always learn
Yeah.
from every defeat. So they can learn that it's
I
never
was I
over
was
Yes.
about to say that.
until it's over. Yeah, go on, Bosun.
I was about to say that what happened to Upas is actually an eye opener to everybody, especially to Upas. That this life is very bearable. We can't always have it all. They have a complete team, they have everything, but then they need to go back and do their own assignment again. I could say they had the initial, they attend the party early and they were really having fun. But then you don't give up until the last whistle.
Yeah.
You don't give up until the last whistle. That's why sometimes some people will tell me, okay, na set they play for so take am easy.
Hmm.
I'm too sorry to speak Yoruba. I can't. I'm not here to lose. I'm not here to lose. Oh, Iman can testify now. Even if I'm leading 15-0 and we are going to 17, I will still score that last bucket. Sef. You see what you mentioned? I will still
Very
score.
important.
So So it's an eye opener for them to know that okay, fine, we have to we have to we have to be here till the last moment. Because left to me, if I had to bet, as at that time they were leading with like 19 points, I will stake all my money that Upas has taken this trophy.
Guy, I will bet my
I will stake
house,
Yeah,
everything.
like
and
no
that's how I'll be
lies.
homeless.
I will even say Upas.
No lies.
I will even say Upas will still increase the lead. I, w- when
Exactly.
I saw that 19 points, I was like, oh, this is going to be like 30 point blowout or 35 point blowout. Because Aspac, I wasn't even seeing Aspac as a
As a
top
threat,
opponent for them.
that's exactly.
But fortunately,
They went
but,
under the radar.
but then
Under the
I just
radar.
saw the last highlight. I saw the last highlight. 2 seconds, they buried the ball, just into the last shot, and they caught the ball. They were shouting. I was like, what happened? Why are you guys shouting? Yeah, that guy took off his shirt. I was like,
Ah,
final
Otisele.
whistle,
Hey,
Ó tán o.
final whistle.
Ó ti lọ.
Otisele.
No, no.
Oh, so
I
okay.
didn't see that
uh,
coming at all. I'm sure
about
Sprinters should be happy that last night.
Yeah, they will actually. So hold on, guys. I think Rooks just joined us, but I think he's going to be
Yeah.
here for the last 5 minutes or so. Rooks, are you with us?
I agree with you. I agree with
Okay. Your audio is a bit buzzy. I don't know.
Abeg, na sound system you dey
Are
use.
you using Hoofer to join us?
you. Yes, now, Awufa, big
Omo,
speaker.
this your speaker is loud though. You can't hear
Ó
it
ti
clearly.
zẹ̀
You
o.
can hear your voice faintly. But we've been here for like almost 30 minutes. But so as
Yeah,
you're
I
giving us updates.
noticed.
Are you using hands free or using your phone?
I'm using hands free actually currently.
Use your
I'll
phone.
switch to my phone.
You switch your phone. Switch to your phone. Yeah, I think that'll be better.
then.
Yeah. So, hey, Ima, you wanted to say something?
okay. Yeah, I would also like to point out that okay, the Hoopers team basically when they saw the turnout of events, the teammates on the bench did not even do anything to ginger their players on the court. All of them were just sitting, feeling very lost. At that situation, if it is only defense you can shout or clap for them after they score a basket or do something, at least do it. Or even when they score you, you can shout to your opponents, don't worry, get your own back. Just say something. But all of them were just sitting down on the bench and they were just like, they were confused. At that point, it is not a time to be confused or anything. If you notice, when Aspac were having that run, whatever they did, the bench were behind them solidly. But Hoopers, it was not the case for them. Even when Johnson was making those tough buckets, they were just like, yes, he made the bucket. Then they'll sit down. They will not even shout any. They will not shout defense or anything. It was like they were not behind the team on the court, basically. You understand?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
sometimes, even if you see your teammates not doing well, at least ginger them from the bench. Even if the world is against you, if they turn and see their teammates on the bench actually gingering them, they would want to put more effort. But the people on the bench, even the coaches, everybody were just sitting down and they didn't even know what to do. So in that
Okay.
situation, sometimes you can still try and give them some encouragement from the bench.
It just boils down to what
You know one thing
what
I
Tigger
noticed.
said. Yeah, go ahead, Bosun.
I think I think okay. There's one thing I noticed. I think there's something going on internally with Upas that is not apparent to all of us. So you get. I think there's something. There's a royal rumble going on with Upas
The
among players, among the
ball
team.
ball is coming up right now. So I think we don't know yet, but
Yeah,
we can always speculate. So something might be up. That's the thing.
yeah.
Probably.
Something is going on, and then the- something is actually happening internally that we don't really know because the whole the whole something is not really gelling. It's not really gelling. Something is actually happening that we are not really very clear about.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
more
that's
like it was more like they were angry that this one is starting over me and they did not want to even encourage the person on the floor at that
Exactly.
point.
Exactly.
You understand?
Something like that.
That was how it was looking like. Okay, now the
What do
person
you
on the
call
floor
that?
made a mistake.
Ima, you have something you
The
call
person on
a PhD, Abby. Don't say it. Just say
pull
it. No, no,
him
no, no, no,
down.
no, 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 no. You shouldn't have. Don't worry. No, just PhD. But like I said, Bal is around the corner,
Yes, yes,
and we
yes,
all
yes.
know how Bal is when it comes to the Nigerian team. Not all the players on Hooper's team is going to
All of
go.
them.
So everybody's what did Somi say?
Yeah.
Somi said that this was like maybe like a bar audition. You get. So there's so many things we don't know yet. We can speculate, but we're not sure. But we can only speculate. But that being said, Rooks is here again. I hope he's able to stay with us this time. Let me add him so he can give his own thoughts and we can wrap it up. Rooks, are you with us?
Yeah, how far? Can you guys hear me
Oh,
better
it's
now?
clear. It's fantastic.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
quickly, because we've been
Loud
here
and
for
clear.
So I'm
almost
just
30
trying to
minutes.
listen.
We want you to share
Okay.
your thoughts. Your own. I mean, you were there yes on the finals, and I saw you. We were all there. I mean, somebody said on the group that all the Nigerian fans that were there yesterday committed treason because we all left the Nigerian team and started rooting for the Cotonou team. So I want to hear from
Man,
you. Share your thoughts on what you think. What
if
share your thoughts yesterday
if
of
they
what happened
really
last
said
game.
if okay. So if they really said we all committed treason, I think I was the ringleader of the treason movement because I was the one who started the whole let's go Aspac, let's go from the Nigerian supporting side.
So now they go
Because
arrest
you
first.
can't be leading 19. You get because you can't be leading. I have a lot of guys on that team, even though he was my teammate in flag football. He gets so I was definitely rooting for what they call it. Definitely rooting for the Hoopers. But you can't be leading 19 points going into 6 minutes to the game, and then all of a sudden like you're conceding 15 points in a row and you're not using your timeout. Bro, it's a team sport, and all I just saw is like they were not united as a team. You get like some players wanted to like were angry that they were not getting minutes above another player. Even their coach was in his feeling. Although I guess maybe it was because they did not have Coach Ogo, their head coach, around, and they're also their immediate assistant coach. So I believe it might be like the caretaker was in his feelings and was just trying to like maybe like do an experiment with the players he had or whatever. But then like man, like you don't concede 15 points in a row and you don't call it timeout because you have the timeout. Why not use it? You get so I think that like my whole point. That's where I like lost it and started supporting the Benenoa side, and those guys were really ready to play. So I think they were the better team, and definitely the better team has to win the game.
Of course.
So that's just my own take. Like they were not united as a team. The Hoopers, for me, they did not come to play as a team.
So
So that's why I feel they lost the game yesterday.
the thing is, I mean, let me in conclusion, I just believe that it's a learning curve, and I hope hoopers have learned from this. It's never over until it's over. The game needs to be won. I need to put the game to bed. You cannot blow a 19-point lead in the fourth
Never
quarter in a championship game.
for six
This
minutes.
this is an equivalent to a game 7 in the NBA because it's win
Yeah,
win or
yeah.
go home.
We
So
not go
Mm,
home, man.
exactly that's what it is. So
The draw or die
hopefully
affair.
hopefully next time they get their act
It's a
together.
wake
And
up
I,
call for
I
them.
I mean we are speculating here about what's going on in the team, but we don't really know exactly what it is. I hope it's not the case, and whatever it is, I hope they get their acts together because I'm going to be rooting for them in the bar to go as far as possible. Last time I think they got to the semi-finals or quarterfinals last time at the bar. So I hope they can.
they
Yeah,
got
I think
to
they
third
played
I
in.
think
I
they
think
were
they played
third.
in the third place game.
third.
They
Exactly,
played
they were
third too.
third.
They
They,
came
so they
third.
came out
Yes.
third.
Exactly.
Third.
So
Third.
I
hopefully
imagine.
they can go one step further to the finals this year.
Again, once
Thank
Hmm.
more, and see if they can win the game, the tournament itself.
exactly. So
Because me, I
thank.
want them to win. Oh.
Of course, we want
But
them to win
I
but
now.
really
We,
win.
all of
but
us
I
here
feel
wanted
they
them
will
to win
need to have
yesterday.
like the.
We all wanted
But
them
they
to win
also need
yesterday.
to have some additions to that team
Oh,
and some
definitely, they will
subtractions.
have some additions.
Majorly subtractions because
You know,
there are some
before
guys on that team like I don't think they are on that level of band
exactly.
currently. Oh.
And you know the
Yeah,
funny
like
thing,
some
True.
players are not on
True.
that level.
the funny thing, this may be something that will make them maybe last year in Nigerian league, no 2 years ago rather when they won, they didn't have any foreign based player play. Last year they had Amayu play. So
Will
Yeah,
Perry,
no,
Kechuku.
Amario,
Will Perry didn't
Perry,
play the league. No,
Wilkins.
those guys they played the bar. I'm talking about the league now. Amayu
Oh,
played the
okay,
Okay.
the
league, the
league.
final
Yeah,
eight.
yeah,
So this loss in Louis Edem now.
yeah.
I mean,
Ikechuku did too.
I know it's a non-professional tournament, but what if I'm just saying what if losing the way they did? What if
Mhm.
there was a Louis Edem again, either later this year or next year, and the
But I
the
think they will
front the
definitely
front
be on
office
towards
says
the end of the season.
okay, what if the front office says okay, because we don't want the same thing to repeat itself, we are going to add one of these our foreign based players to play. What if next Louis Edem we see a Will Perry or an Amayu type of player play in the tournament? That would be huge, I mean, having a foreign
Mm,
player, exactly. So, like I said,
yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
think
I'm,
yes. It
I'm
will
looking at the
be.
I think
upside.
it will be huge
I'm
if they
looking at the
can
upside.
afford
If they
to pay
can
the players.
afford,
Sha.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If they
Yeah,
can afford to. Thank you very much, guys. T Girl, Emmanuel, Bosum, Rooks. Thank you very much for joining the program. I mean, it's a bit late here, so I really appreciate your
thank you very
time,
much.
taking your time out to come because tomorrow is a working day. So I'm really, really very grateful. Hopefully, I'll have
Yeah,
you guys on board in future edition, future episodes. So it's the
sure.
Dogger Podcast. Remember to like, share, and
Sure.
Yeah, no
subscribe.
problem.
See you guys in the next one. Thank you and good night.
Bye night.